The guy who argued the case, to be fair, actually was one of the top lawyers was a conservative, Ted Olson. And no one questions his conservative credentials. Longtime conservative, worked in the Bush administration, and he thinks it's a matter of constitutional rights. He's going to go on with Fox News Channel with Chris Wallace and destroy Wallace. He's going to shred him on every single account. So this is going to be fun to watch. First, Chris Wallace comes at him about activist judges. Let's see how that turned out.
Mr. Olson, let's start with the issue of judicial activism. 7 million Californians voted for Proposition 8. 7 million people voted to amend the state constitution to ban same-sex marriage. Now a single judge overrules all of them?
Well, that's why we have judges. That's why we have an independent judiciary. We do not put the Bill of Rights to a vote. 41 states once prohibited interracial marriages, so that in Virginia, when the Supreme Court finally struck that prohibition down, the president's parents could not have been married. Our fundamental rights, part of our Constitution is a separation of powers and an independent judiciary. We ask judges to make sure that when we vote for something, we're not depriving minorities of their constitutional rights. And that's what the judge did.
But as a leading conservative lawyer, you have condemned such judicial activism in the past. Let's take a look at what you said in 2007. Judges have taken some of those decisions off the policy table, taking them away from the people by constitutionalizing these issues. Question, isn't that exactly what Judge Walker did in this case?
No, as a matter of fact, since 1888, the United States Supreme Court has 14 times decided and articulated that the right to marriage is a fundamental right. We're not talking about a new right here. We're talking about whether a fundamental right, something that the Supreme Court has characterized as the most fundamental relationship we have in this country, can be deprived of certain individuals because of the color of their skin or because of their sexual orientation. We do not permit discrimination, inequality. That's why we have a 14th Amendment that guarantees equal rights to all citizens. It's not judicial activism when judges do what the Constitution requires them to do, and they follow the precedent of previous decisions of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, he just had Chris Wallace for breakfast. Saying, yummy for my tummy. And he's just getting warmed up. By the way, Judge Walker, who made the decision, was appointed by Ronald Reagan and then later, again, by George H.W. Bush. He's a libertarian, and he agrees with a lot of what Ted Olson is saying here and believes that's actually the conservative position. And he tailor-made a decision, this was brilliant, for Justice Kennedy. Because Justice Kennedy has voted in favor of gay rights in the past. He's the swing vote on the Supreme Court. In case this goes all the way to the Supreme Court, all over the case he quoted Kennedy again and again and again. In other words, saying to Kennedy, what are you going to do? Disagree with yourself? It's a great decision, greatly argued by Ted Olson. He's just getting warmed up on Wallace. By the way, one line I loved in there is, we don't put the Bill of Rights up for a vote. All right, get at him again, Ted.
Here's where some people see a comparison to the battle over abortion. The political process in the case of same-sex marriage was working. 5 states and Washington, D.C. have legalized same-sex marriage. Now, instead of letting this be decided on a state-by-state basis, you are, in effect, pushing the courts to preempt the argument, which is exactly what they did in Roe versus Wade.
Well, would you like your right to free speech? Would you like Fox's right to free press put up to a vote and say, well, if 5 states have approved it, let's wait till the other 45 states do? These are fundamental constitutional rights. The Bill of Rights guarantees Fox News and you, Chris Wallace, the right to speak. It's in the Constitution, and the Supreme Court has repeatedly held that the denial of our citizens of the equal rights to equal access to justice under the law is a violation of our fundamental rights. Yes, it's encouraging that many states are moving towards equality on the basis of sexual orientation. And I am very, very pleased about that, because it is extraordinarily damaging to our citizens, our family members, our brothers, our sisters, our co-workers, and our neighbors when they are labeled second-class citizens, when the state of California, as it did in this case, enshrined in its Constitution a separate status for certain of its citizens. It did immeasurable harm. We can't wait for the voters to decide that that immeasurable harm that is unconstitutional must finally be eliminated. I applaud the fact that things are changing, and I think this case is helping open people's eyes to the damage done by discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. All we have to do is look into the eyes of these individuals and decide, why are we denying them the right to happiness that we accord to all of our other citizens?
Okay, Chris, here's what he had for you. A tall glass of shut-up juice. He said, look, you want to debate whether the state should be allowed to ban Fox News and not give you your freedom of speech? That's in the Bill of Rights. You want to do it? You want to do it? Whoa, sick that. Oh, come on, man. He busts you up 8 ways to Sunday. Now you just get. He rough talk you and run you off.